Welcome back, everybody! Last time we were cross-examining the princess after her, fainting experience, and now, today, we're asking her about some dogs, and Nina and her father and stuff, because, it never ends. It never ends. What happened? What was the time that the dog attacked? I don't know, actually. I believe it was about 2:15 p.m. I see. Hold up. Nina entered the Inga's private quarters at around 2:15. Inga came racing out around 2:30. Pale-faced and screaming, then... I know what you're getting at. Yes, that might explain his scream. Will the defense please share the theory regarding Justice Minister Inga's scream? Certainly, Your Majesty. Minister Inga screamed because he had a bad dream. He was attacked by Nina. He saw a ghost. Are we really not getting a strike on this one? Let me save. Let me save. I'm just gonna say, for the record, he was attacked by Nina is what I'm actually gonna go for. Actually, there is a possibility it could be that too, because he was napping, wasn't he? I don't know. I think this is the one though. I'm gonna say the ghost one first. Maybe he saw a ghost. Even a bunch of ghosts, like all from the people he sentenced to death. The ghosts? Really? Sure, and they'll be back tonight. Spirits of the dead unable to rest in peace. Eek! If you're not careful, Your Benevolence, they might curse you too. Stop, please! I'll never be able to sleep again. You seem awfully frightened for a princess who communes with spirits. Oh, don't you think you've teased her enough? Come on, let's think this one over again. You're right. Alright, he had a bad dream. Must have had a bad dream. What sort of dream could cause my father to let out such a howl? Maybe he dreamt of you becoming a juvenile delinquent. Uh-oh. What? Dyeing your hair purple, chasing him around on a motorcycle, stuff like that. Excuse me? That would freak out any parent, that's for sure. But would it change anything we know about this case? Guess not. Let's try that again. Anyway, the real answer. Maybe he was attacked by Nina. This would make the Justice Minister's private quarters a real scene of the crime. What? Does your idiocy know no bounds? The minister's body was found in the tomb. Or are you suggesting that the body was moved? Do I think the minister was moved from his private quarters? I think the possibility... But he ran out! So what are you talking about? Does not exist? I'd say there's no way that the body was moved. After all, there was an awful lot of blood in the tomb. I understand that the scream was in reaction to Nina's attack, but Inga died in the tomb. Can you explain how these two realities could coincide? How are we supposed to do that? Oh, maybe. Maybe where he was stabbed and where he died were two completely different locations. What do you mean? It's just, let's look at this simply as possibly that the minister's body wasn't moved. He might have been stabbed by Nina in his private quarters, but then died in the tomb. I see. On one hand, that seems plausible, but on the other, it seems decidedly implausible. Prosecutor Sadmari, what is that fool babbling on about now? Is this a riddle from one of those fortune cookies Americans seem so fond of? Perhaps, but I believe he himself does not know what he means to say. In all likelihood, he was a poor attempt to confuse us. We should simply ignore him. Objection! I wasn't finished yet, so hold off on the analysis, would you? The autopsy report never stated that the minister's death was instantaneous, so he could have conceivably moved from one place to another after being stabbed.
Huh. Oh my, are you suggesting he ran all the way to the tomb with a knife sticking out of his back?
Well, yes, that's the gist of it. In short, Minister Inga saw Naina with a knife, let out a scream, and when he turned his back to her to flee... Right, and that's when he was stabbed from behind. Painkillers, too! That is possible, and he would have never... you would have never noticed the pain from it because of the painkillers. Well, your majesty, does my theory hold water? How dare you bore me like this? Huh? You are a humanless moron, spewing on an endless stream of unamusing dribble. I wasn't trying to be funny, Your Eminence. Prosecutor, enlighten this ignorant clown in lawyer's clothing. Your Eminence. Ha! Ah, not this again. Nayuta? You dull, slow-witted, putrid-minded lawyer. Perhaps you would be too stupid to notice you had been stabbed in the back. As a normal person would have noticed due to the excruciating pain. Indeed. Now, hold on. Allow me to teach you the meaning of pain. Huh. Ah! Please stop! Nayuta has a point. Normally, most people would notice a dagger in their back. Ah, yeah, I doubt someone could ignore pain like this. Still, in this case, it's the word normally that we should emphasize. Apollo, take another look at the court record. Right, there must be something that explains this. There's a reason Inga didn't feel any pain. And the defense will submit evidence proving just that.
Very well, please present your evidence. Why didn't Justice Minister Inga notice that he had been stabbed?
Painkiller shots. Ah, those are my father's painkiller shots.
The defense will explain the significance of this evidence.
Mr. Inga suffered from terrible back pains, so he often injected himself with these. Well, that one shot in the back would make all his pain go away. With this, it's easy to explain what happened. Don't tell me you didn't know about these, Your Eminence. You can't mean... Mr. Inga was stabbed in his back, close to where he usually injected the painkiller. Therefore, it's entirely possible he hadn't noticed that he'd been stabbed. What?
What's this?
Whoa. We're breaking a hole in this case.
Then, are you suggesting Justice Minister Inga really ran off with a knife protruding from his back?
I am, Your Majesty. So then, when I saw my father, he had a knife sticking out of him? I mean, with that cape I couldn't see his back very well. Yes, the knife was there, which was plunged in so deep you didn't notice it under the cape. Therefore, when you saw your father, he was already dead. Murdered by Naina in his private quarters. Polkunka! Interesting.
Holy Mother Khura'in, are we dealing with the living dead here?
Well, technically, he wasn't dead yet. I know it's hard to believe, but this is a plausible sequence of events. Once Minister Inga arrived at the tomb, he could have removed the knife and dropped dead from blood loss. Naina killed my father. There must be some mistake. The defense would like to call Naina to the stand. You seek to drag an innocent old woman to the stand with no proof whatsoever? Well, there's no real proof, but... What a tangled web of expedient lies you weave. Testimony, Queen, testimony. I can no longer tell the fact from fiction. Who or what shall I believe in now? I'm sorry, Rayfa. All I've done is confuse you. But I have a sneaky suspicion Naina's involved in this case one way or another. So when I thought we'd blown this case wide open, well, there's no turning back now. You fool of a lawyer! I know why you're so desperate to prove the accused innocent. You do? Yes, because he faces public execution if proven guilty. I shall you under the stipulations of the Defense Culpability Act. From the moment you accepted this case, you have had no choice but to fight for your lives. No, the simple fact is I've always believed that Dirk is innocent. Bah! Still you cling to your pretense. Very well, I shall offer you a bargain. If you would admit that the accused is guilty right here, right now, I shall overlook your crime of abetting him and you will not be subject to execution. Is this some sort of joke? Far from it. As queen, I have the power to grant pardons even to criminals like you. And oh, do I hate Dirk. And you know what? I don't want you to prove him innocent, so I want him guilty! Because I know he's really innocent, but I hate him! Oh boy. What am I doing? And with a wave of my hand, I could even reduce the severity of a sentence. Perhaps even for Dirk, should you be willing to cooperate. She wasn't kidding when she said that she's the law here. To flaunt that power in our faces like that, that's just wrong. Forget all that has transpired in our kingdom and return to your own country in peace. Well, will you abandon your defense of the accused and accept my generous offer? If I don't take this deal, we'll be executed along with Dirk if he's found guilty. What should I do? Alright, well I think the obvious answer here is to abandon defense. We'll be executed if we lose this trial. Poor poor Trucy will lose her father. Yeah, but we won't be executed though. Feel bad for Athena too. And besides, life is precious. It's not something you should gamble with. Still, I made a promise. And there's one more person I can't abandon in this time of need. Which leaves me with only one choice. And that's the fact that this isn't even a real choice, as usual, of course. Nice try, Khura'in. But looks like you don't know what justice is made of. We won't kowtow to threats like that, Your Eminence. Exclamation mark. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry, but I can't back down now. I don't want to drag you into this, so... Don't worry, I'm with you, Apollo, to the bitter end if need be. And while I can't say I'm used to it, this isn't exactly my first rodeo. Yeah, exactly. He's done this twice already. Third time's a charm to get him killed, right? But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. Exclamation mark. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. So keep on fighting, Apollo. You'll hear no objections from me. You nincompoops. You'll die if you lose this case. Why would you even entertain the notion of continuing? I believe that Dirk is innocent. That's why. And besides, trials exist to give the truth a chance to get out into the open. You can't just give up because you are afraid of some punishment. Even if that punishment is death? Does that not frighten you, Hornhead? Who wouldn't be scared? I mean, just thinking about it. Makes me weak in the knees, to be honest. But as a lawyer, I have a duty to protect my client. I can't just abandon that. You're way stronger than many people would be, Apollo. Just saying. And same with you, Phoenix. And really, actually, same to Athena, too. Because, I mean, she technically knew the stakes, too, and wanted to get involved. But, I mean, she was just kind of forced out of it. A duty you're willing to die for. And yet Hey, Rayfa, join us on the stand and be charged under the Defense Culpability Act, too. Duty, it's a heavy burden, alright. It looks like she's really struggling. Your benevolence! As Crown Prince, you are destined to rule the kingdom one day. We've heard this like 3 or 4 times already at this point. That means there will be many things that I can't even talk right now. That you alone must determine. Things like how to keep your people happy, and what is true and what is false. And most importantly, what role you must play therein. I wonder if I am even up to the task. How many times have we seen this exact same line of dialogue get presented, I swear, in a flashback format. And then one more, obviously, for when it actually happened in real time. But it's no surprise considering the torrent of painful truth she's had to face.
Very well then. If the defense is prepared to face the death sentence under the Defense Culpability Act, and I see no reason not to continue with the proceedings. But I must admit I see no grounds for doubting the accused's guilt.
Unless the defense has further evidence that would indicate a suspect. Do we have anything like that? Well, lawyer, do you have any new evidence you would care to present? Or shall I have the executioner start his preparations? She thinks I can't do this. She's got another thing coming. But first, I have some serious thinking to do. I say that new evidence indicating a different suspect. Does not exist? Such evidence does not exist. Just as I thought. I was hoping you'd present meaningless evidence and allow me to claim your head. Well, I didn't walk head first into that one, then. Excuse me. So what now, Apollo? Well, unless we can prove that Nina killed Inga. This trial's over, and so are we. Isn't there still a way to get the proof we need? Even without evidence? You know, a key means of obtaining a testimony here in Khura'in? Huh? Wait, are you actually suggesting... Certainly won't be easy, but it's worth a try. What is he on to? A key piece of evidence? I don't really know, actually. I'm not sure right now. I will get to that when we get to it, I guess. Your Majesty. Crucial step in uncovering the truth behind this case is yet to be taken in this trial. I'm positive I can back up my claim with this one step.
You mean you'll be able to prove that Nina killed Justice Minister Inga? Because how do you propose to do that?
With the help of a certain someone. Rayfa, I assume?
You need help?
From someone? You don't mean me, do you?
Well, I can't imagine who it could be. But I suppose I must ask. Whose help do you need to uncover the truth?
Trucy Wright, obviously. Who else, of course? I would make the assumption that it would be... I mean, the other option could also be the channel Inga. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that could really go down here. Like, either we ask for a Divination Séance, or we even ask for a channeling of Inga or something. I don't know. So weird we don't know her age. I wouldn't dare say her, honestly. I'm gonna... If it's not Rayfa for a Divination Séance, then... Maybe we say Inga and just be like, channeling time, baby. Alright, here we go.
But that is...
We got it right, let's go. Me? Here in Khura'in, legal proceedings include the viewing of the victim's final moments. But that requires your benevolence's help. Exclamation mark. Such information is just as vital as any other piece of conclusive evidence. If you're right about this, Rayfa's power should enable her to see the very moment Naina stabbed Inga. We tried this already, though, and she fainted from the shock of it. We heard her watch your father's murder. But it's the only way to uncover the truth. Your benevolence. We need you and your power. You need me?
Objection!
Wretched simpleton, did you not see what ensued in the previous attempt? You would only succeed in wasting more time, or is it your goal to make her collapse again?
Objection!
Princess said she was prepared earlier. Besides, it's her duty as royal priestess. I'd say it's all up to her now. Am I prepared? Prepared to fulfill my duty? Isn't a Divination Séance required at all trials anyway? If so, I imagine there'd be a problem with handing down a verdict without one.
Indeed, it would be problematic. Under Khura'in's law, a seance must be conducted before a verdict can be rendered.
Such insolence!
Yikes!
Must you try my patience so? If I must dispense with that vexing law, then dispense with it I shall. Why not just do the seance yourself, you freaking dummy? Aren't you the one who taught Rayfa how to do it? I'm so confused. Who taught her the freaking Divination Séance? Like, someone had to teach her, right? So, who else other than you? Like, you could have probably done it. Huh? As ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. She's writing with a nail, what? Henceforth, the Divination Séance shall be optional. What? She has the power to do that? In the middle of a trial, though? Really? She just rewrote the law with a flourish of her hand. Mother, I don't wish for this trial to end like this. It is a defense said I must not neglect my duty simply because I'm afraid. I shall go through with it this time. I will conduct a séance once more. Rayfa, do not be fooled by his lordly guile. You are not prepared to witness your father's death. But Hornhead needs my help. Rayfa, did you not tell me earlier? Did you not tell me you weren't prepared? But despite your grandiose posturing, you collapsed in a most piteous fashion. Ugh. Even worse, you have erred in your insights of late. For has not the barbed one there overturned them more than once? Ooh. You cannot be trusted to keep your word, nor can you reveal the truth through your insights. So I say to you, be gone! Then I repeat, you do it then. This sacred hall of justice has no need for such a worthless royal priestess. What, worthless? Wow, how can she say that to her own daughter? She's evil, obviously. She only cares about herself and her own well-being and personal gain. So, Mother, you think me worthless?
Objection!
Her benevolence says she can do it, doesn't she? So I don't see why you have to condemn her before she's even made the attempt. Very well, horned devil. If you really are bent on having a séance, I shall give my consent. Really? However, should Rayfa fail once more, you two and the accused shall all be executed on the spot. Come again. This is proving to be far more entertaining than I anticipated. Well, lawyer, what say you? We put your life in call on Rayfa to perform the Divination Séance? I'm really gonna just get a maximum penalty for this? I mean... I'm freaking F you, I'm freaking calling her in right now. I don't think you're worthless, your benevolence. Far from it, in fact. If you say you can do it, then I believe in you. Hornhead, I do not understand. If I fail, you'll be put to death. Yeah, and if I send you home, I'll be put to death. So, there. What other option is there? I know you collapsed during your previous attempt. Case 5 exclusive animation there. Whoa. And she collapsed. I can't even imagine how terrible it must have been for you. But despite that, you're willing to try again. I have faith in that conviction and that courage. My courage? Ah, so she was doomed to fail if she didn't have the courage to perform the seance. She's got the determination to try again. Right, and that's a bet I'm willing to take. But, just as Mother said, I've erred in my insights as of late. Not only have I failed to reveal the truth, I also contributed to false accusations. Knowing that, can you still say that you believe in me? I wouldn't take stock in those words, your benevolence. Despite what your mother says, I don't think you've made any errors at all. Huh? The trials I've been a part of here in Khura'in, I would have never proven my client's innocence without your seances. Because even though they didn't always reflect the absolute truth, the insights they provided served as vital leads to finding the truth. And I've told you that about 1,000 times already, so get it through your freaking thick head at this point. Vital leads? My seances? So please, your benevolence, try to perform the Divination Séance one more time.
Objection!
Rayfa, stop this madness! It is for your own good! You were ill-prepared to face your father's death! Go! Leave this sacred hall at once! No. What did you say? I said no, Mother. For I am the royal priestess of Khura'in. I have no need for you now! Even if you do not need me, Mother. Excuse me. Hornhead and this Hall of Justice do. He proved that to me by risking his own life. It is because of him that I now understand. The Divination Séance is my sacred duty. I must fulfill it no matter the risk. Your benevolence. Mother taught me that the Divination Séance was a mere reflecting naught but the truth. But I began to have doubts after Barbed Head disproved the insights it offered. And now I don't even know who or what to trust anymore. Father, Mother, even Nina, I had believed in them all above others. But I finally know now. I know in what I can trust. The Royal Priestess must debate each seance with the presiding lawyer and prosecutor. Oh yeah, point those fingers. So that I can be interpreted properly. That is how I believe trials here in Khura'in should function. Therefore, the Hall of Justice needs me. It is my power that leads trials towards the truth. That is my sacred duty, and I will never shirk from it again. That right there, your benevolence, is the product of who you've learned in your struggle so far. The truth that you realize with your own strength. As my sacred duty, I must ensure that it is fulfilled. I must have the courage and resolve to see it through. Your Eminence, the Royal Priestess says she will conduct the Divination Séance. I see no grounds for you to forbid it. Unless, of course, you are worried about it might reveal something you find inconvenient. Dot 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 dot. If that's the case, then why would she make her do it the first time? Like, did she know she was gonna fail or something? Mother, I am done letting you have your way. Rayfa! You would actually rebel against me, your mother and queen? It's not rebelling, you freaking idiot, I swear. Though I am scared to see my father's death. I must face my fear. That is what Hornhead has taught me here today. Rayfa.
I am the royal priestess Rayfa Padma Khura'in. And I am prepared to face my father's death.
Your Eminence. It seems the princess is more grown up than she thought. Rayfa!
Well then, let us proceed with the Divination Séance. On the next exciting episode, of course.
Okay, Judge, if you say so. Alright, well, you heard the Judge. Next episode, we're gonna go ahead and watch the Divination Séance, or not. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll skip over it. No, I mean, yeah, I might. I don't know. We watch it every time. What's one more time, right? Actually, wait, no, there's gonna be another one for Job Justice later on, probably. What's two more times? Am I right? Am I right? Like, come on, man. Let's be for real here. But anyway, next episode, we're gonna watch that, and we're gonna get closer to the truth. Will Rayfa collapse? Probably not. I mean, I think she's ready for it this time. Anyway, everyone, let me know what you thought about today's episode, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. See you later. Bye. Hello, everyone. You've reached the end of this video, but before we go for the day, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to the Tier 4 and 5 channel members, Phoenix Edgeworth, Acheron X2, Menthy, and Meister Papala. Thank you all for being awesome and supporting the channel. If you too would like to also get your name shouted out at the end of each video and live stream, shoutouts are available for all Tier 4 and 5 channel members. I hope you all have an awesome day. I'll see you all later.